What are some good first date questions to get to know someone? What's the largest mammal you think you could knock out with a single punch? I asked my wife. And without hesitation she said, squirrel. Single quote. Better than my ex-wife's answer. Her answer would have been, you. In an emergency, how many third graders could you fight off? Beyond maybe a dozen. Numbers don't really matter because they just get in each other's way. The critical factor is keeping your legs free. If they clump up holding onto your legs, they restrict you movement enough that others can knock you over. After that, you are done for. Also be aware that the longer the fight goes on, the more inevitable it becomes that one kid will get the idea to give you a wedgie, which will immediately be seized as the primary battle tactic by all the other kids from that point on. It won't allow them to win, but it is really distracting and painful. What are some things our parents don't know about you? The irony of all these hilarious answers is that you could probably use literally any of these questions on a first date and they'd most likely laugh, which by nature makes them good questions to ask even though they're intended to be bad ones. ITT joke answers are meta AF. Will you marry me? Edit classic schmosby. Yes. Wow. That was easy. I've got to try this. Why are you gay? Using Ugandan accent. Who says I'm gay? You are gay. Have you ever had a dream that you had, that you had to, you could, you do, you wit, you wa, you could do so, you do you could, you wanted them to do you so much you could do anything? I read this like 4 times in a row and each time was more magical than the last. On our first date my husband and I did a thing where one of us would choose a year then we'd both say what we were doing in that year of our lives. It was a great way to get to know each other. I literally don't remember what I was doing this morning. If their name is an uncommon one, make sure you ask what's the correct pronunciation. Literally the first thing I said to my husband on our first date was, hello, followed by a butchered attempt to say his name. He replied, what did you just call me? And up until that moment, I had never before felt the urge to jump into the nearby creek in mid-February. LMAO, what's his name though? Bob. Pronounced Texahauka. Which vegetable offends you the most? Kumquats. That's a fruit. Next. Favorite dinosaur? Triceratops. Specifically blue ones. Power Rangers? I'm glad someone else thought to ask if this is a Power Rangers reference. Because Billy is my first thought if someone says blue Triceratops. Which side were you rooting for in WW2? Dating a 90-year-old? Silver Chaser. I take it you're trying to date and are nervous? Honestly, there is no rule book questions you should really abide to. Just get to talking. Start off with small talk openers like where did you go to school? Where do you work? Do you like this and that? Eventually you'll get around to talking about hobbies, experiences. You can tater off and then talk about your own experiences and just ping pong off of each other. Eventually you get a pretty good feel of that person as genuine or fake. That's how most conversation starts sounding natural with a good flow. Of course, if you get somebody that sees you and finds you but ugly, then you won't get any responses at all. And any questions you ask would lead to no information about them. OkCupid had a really cool blog about statistics from their huge user base. The 3 questions they found were best predictors for compatibility. 1. Do you like scary movies? 2. Have you ever traveled alone in another country? 3. Wouldn't it be fun to chuck it all and live on a sailboat? If you agree on those 3, you're likeliest to succeed. Edit, because a lot of people are missing this and it's bumming them out. Let me say again, agreeing on these questions correlates with success. Your answers yes or no do not matter, how well they match your partner's answers does. Also, yes, it is just a correlation, not a hard guarantee. There are millions of happy couples that disagree on all 3. Some other fun bits from that article, if you want to know if your date is religious. Ask how they feel about spelling mistakes. Higher tolerance of spelling mistakes correlates strongly with being religious. If you want to know if your date is DTF, ask her if she likes beer. There is a strong correlation between the 2. What was your first pet's name? What was your second grade teacher's name? What was the make and model of your first car? What is the name of the road you grew up on? What city were you born in? Then read all their emails and DMs. Good way to get to know someone. If you had to choose any 8 characters, numerical, uppercase, lowercase, and special included, What would they be? What do you like doing in your free time? I never asked about people's jobs. I didn't really care how they got their money. I cared how they got their excitement and passion. What are some good first date questions to get to know someone? Hypothetically speaking, if you were on a first date with someone and it was going really well, would you want that person to bring up that they are down to eat or would you rather wait till you ask them? Ask them who their favorite Muppet is. If they choose anyone other than Gonzo, explain why they are wrong and then leave. Nah man. Animal for life. Then the rest of Electric Mayhem. The Swedish chef should really be a part of this conversation. Lots of hypothetical situation questions. I find they help you understand how they think and prioritize their lives. E.g., if you could travel anywhere in the world for W month, all expenses paid, where would you go? What would you do? Stuff like this is more fun too. Even with just getting to know friends. If you could unpillage and unrpay a place ravaged by Genghis Khan, which area and why? Fun. Open-ended questions that lets them talk about them a bit. Stuff like, what are your political leanings? Are you religious? What is your stance on the Armenian genocide? The what, exactly? Why don't you put away your phone? I've been off the market for 20 years. That situation must be unbearable. Just recently back on the market after 12 years and all say this, if they can't keep their phone down, they're not into you anyway. Move on. Does this look infected? Insert sum 41. Your parents are about to be executed. You are given a chance to save only one of them. Which one do you choose? Bonus points if you follow up with what's your favorite ice cream flavor? What unresolved childhood trauma will emerge through maladaptive behaviors as we spend more time together? Girls love when I ask this. Then again, I'm a therapist. Your post history is not what I hoped it would be. Not enough food jobs? I don't know if it's good for a date, but it's fun to ask strangers. What's your favorite compliment? It gives you a lot of information and I think it starts a conversation pretty easily. I like your dress. Does it have pockets? Do you want her to start crying or something? It's literally the only way I can achieve an orgasm. Can anyone give an answer on how to get a first date? Let's not put the cart before the horse. Be attractive. Ask out a single someone who finds you attractive. Be attractive. Got it? Quick follow-up. Can anyone give some advice on how to be attractive? Do you use Reddit? If they say no, you can safely say something like, oh, okay, and change the subject. But if they say yes, then you need to get up and walk away. Why do you need to ask? Can't you just see they're a fat, greasy social outcast without any social skills or redeeming qualities? What a bunch of losers. Those Redditors. They'll never have a social life. A what life now? You got STDs? Would you like some? You know some clap might make my life better. What's your name? Who's your daddy? Is he rich? Is he rich, like me? I really want to know. Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? Shortly followed by, wait, where are you going? Coke or Pepsi, especially if you're serving them. Sorry, we only have Pepsi. This isn't so much questions, but a little game you can play that can help break the ice and let you know how well you mesh together. If you're at a place like a bar or restaurant, look around the room and try to come up with backstories for other people there. It can be a lot of fun and take some of the pressure off, while getting you two talking to each other and getting a feel for each other's sense of humor, personality. I tried this game once with a girl. We were guessing how many dates this other couple had been on. It was our third. I was guessing low. 2 or 3 dates tops. She then just walked up and asked them. They had been together 2 years. I nearly died from embarrassment. Nah, she's the girl you want. She'll support you through and through. If you lost her, go find her. Who are you? Who did you choose between Squirtle, Charmander and Bulbasaur? I'm sorry, I don't watch Naruto. Just get it off the table. Kids or no kids? Get the kids off the table? Why'd you leave the kids up on the table? What is your social security number and date of birth? This is secretly genius because if they tell you, you know you could never trust them with your info. What gives you the right? What are your favorite subreddits? And why are they all furry related?